Welcome. Today we're going to strengthen our legs and open our hips. So let's start by hopping around. Wherever you are, just hop around. Building strength in your legs. And now we'll sit in chair pose. Bring your arms into a wide V and push out through both arms as you breathe into your upper back. And then sit back in a chair that is not there. Push your knees forward and your hips way back, opening your belly. Take your hands to the back of your hamstrings and widen your hamstrings. Feel the spreading of your sits bones. Hips are opening and getting wider. Then bring your arms back up into this wide V. Sit farther back and take your arms up toward the sky. Exhale, root your hips back. Inhale, push out through both arms as you extend your central channel long through the top of your head. Exhale, root your hips back and low. Inhale, rise up to the sky. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, rise up. One more. Exhale, root back. Inhale, rise. Then bring your arms forward, push out, and rise up. Back to earth pose. Some lunges now to build more strength in the legs. So take a breath and settle into your feet. Settle your hips back. Then standing on one leg, drag the other foot. Bicycle it in the air and step back into a high lunge. Push your knees forward and your hips back and pulse. Exhale, root. Inhale, rise. Exhale, root your hips back. Inhale, rise up through your central channel to the top of your head. Exhale, sit. Inhale, rise up. This time, sit your hips back. Put your back knee on the ground and sit back toward your heel. And widen that hip to the side. So there's a soft smile on that hip. Smile with your face too. And then inhale, push back up. Keep a smile in your hips. Bring that leg forward, lean to the side and step over to the other side. Swivel both feet out and hover both heels. Squat. Exhale, sit. Inhale, rise up to the sky. Exhale, root down toward the ground. Inhale, rise up toward the sky. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, rise up. Swivel both feet forward. Lean to the side. Bring that leg in and this time step forward. High lunge again. Hover the front heel this time. Exhale, sit. Inhale, rise. Exhale, open your belly. Inhale, head back, open your throat. One more. Exhale, root. Inhale, rise. Then hips back. Swing that leg over and around. Come into zigzag lunge. You'll be facing an angle. With your hips back, pulse again. Exhale, root your hips back. Open your belly. Inhale, press your head back and open your throat. Exhale, hips back. Inhale, head back. One more. Exhale, sit. Inhale, rise. Then bring that leg back to earth pose and pause. We'll strengthen the other leg more now. So stand on the other leg. Drag the opposite foot. Bicycle. And step back into high lunge. Fill up your ribs by pushing your arms forward. Get the lumbar curve by pushing your knees forward and your hips back. Head stays back so you have a neck curve. Keeping these curves, pulse. Exhale, root. Inhale, rise. Exhale, root down toward the ground. Inhale, rise up toward the sky. Exhale, root. Inhale, rise up. Then sit your hips back toward the ground again. This time put your knee on the ground for a low lunge. Park your hip, your back hip. So sit back, widen that hip to the side. So the hips are wider, the hips are more open. If you can do the same with your face, that will help out. And then inhale, push back up. Bring that leg in, lean to the other side, and step over. Swivel both feet, hover both heels, and do some squats. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, squat. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sit. Inhale, rise up. Swivel both feet forward, bring that same leg in, and step forward into a high lunge. Hover the heel, the front heel. Pulse now. Exhale, root. Inhale, rise. Exhale, open your belly. Inhale, open your throat. Exhale, sit. Inhale, rise up toward the sky. Hips back, hips open. Swing that leg over and around for zigzag lunge. You'll be facing an angle. Root your hips back by pushing your knees forward. Pulse. Inhale, rise in a zigzag lunge. Hips back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And then come back to earth pose. Hips back, head back. Belly open, throat open. Hop some more. Hop a couple of times to the side, and then back, and then hop the other way. And back to the center. Hop wide, narrow, and wide. Stay wide. In this wide leg now, recovery pose, let's rest. So push your arms straight. Move your hips back. Press on the insides of your feet. Squeeze your knees isometrically together and widen your hips so they're more open. Then push your knees apart as you squeeze your heels together isometrically. Pull your glute muscles up and press your head back. Hover one heel. Swivel that foot in. Knee will come in too. Push your knee forward and your hip back and pulse a few times, opening that hip more, widening that sits bone. Then swivel the foot forward and sit your heel down. Hover the other heel. Dig in with the paw and push your knee forward and your hip back. Then swivel the foot in. The knee comes in, the hip goes wide. So it's a seesaw principle. The knee will come in, the sits bone will go wide. Open hips. Swivel your foot forward now and sit your heel down. Hover the first heel again. Push your knees forward, your hips back. Widen that hip and then swivel your foot out. Squeeze your heel isometrically toward the midline, so it will actually be going a little diagonally forward, and pulse. You'll feel the outer hip and the glute muscles engage. And then swivel your foot forward and sit your heel down. Hover the other heel. Knee goes forward, hip goes back. Knee can squeeze in and the hip will go wider. And now finally, push your knee wide. Squeeze your heel isometrically toward the midline. Pull your glute muscles up and pulse. Feel the strength you are building on the outer leg and in the outer hip. And now swivel your foot forward and sit your heel down. Swivel the first foot out. We're going into tribal lunge. Angle the back foot in and spread your arms into a wide V. Begin to swing your arms side to side as you shift your weight from one leg to the other. When your weight is more on the back leg, sit the hip farther back, opening that hip even more. You can even squat lower on that back leg and hop forward on the front leg. Squat, hop, squat, hop. Put that foot down and put your forearm on your thigh for side coil pose. Bring the top hand in ecstasy, hand on the side of your head. From your heart, fill up your ribs. Push into your forearm and lift your ribs up and away from the ground. Then with your toes softly curled into the ground, push your knees forward and your hips way back so the belly is open. Keeping your belly open, press your head back. Lengthen through your central channel from your pelvic floor to the top of your head. Even tip your chin open so your gaze is a little more forward, so the throat's open as well as the belly. And now add movement, add pulsation. Exhale, root your hips back, open the belly. Inhale, lengthen through your central channel, open your throat. Exhale, root back. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sit back. Inhale, lift your ribs high. And inhale, pull back up. Swivel both feet forward. This time swivel the other foot out for tribal lunge. Angle the back foot in and start to swing your arms. As you move your weight from one leg to the other, open the back hip when the weight is on that leg by sitting farther back. Squat, squat, and then you can squat on the back leg and hop forward on the front leg. Squat, hop, squat, hop, squat. Put your forearm on your thigh now. Take your top hand in ecstasy. Squeeze the top elbow toward your nose isometrically and widen that shoulder blade. Then move your hips back and wide. Press your head back now and open your throat as you tip your chin open. Look forward slightly. Add movement, add pulsation. Exhale, slightly bend forward. Move the hips farther back, opening the hips. Inhale, lengthen through your central channel, head back. Exhale, hips back. Inhale, lift your ribs and press your head back. Exhale, hips back, belly open. Inhale with an open throat, press your head back. Then inhale, rise up. Swivel both feet forward. Come into another wide-legged recovery pose. Bring one shoulder forward, hips back. Twist your ribs to the opposite side. And then inhale, come back to center and bring the other shoulder forward. Hips back, then twist your ribs to the side. Inhale, come back to center. We're going into a one-leg standing open leg from this wide stance. So shift your weight over to one leg. Bring your arms in a V vector. Dig drag the other foot and open that leg out to the side. You can rest your hand on that thigh as you keep the other arm spread. You can do a little crescent here. When you sit your foot down, try to touch your paw first. Then shift your weight over to the other leg. Dig drag that foot and spread one wing. You can keep one hand resting on your thigh. One leg standing, open leg. And inhale, come back to wide leg recovery. Spread your arms and hop your legs together. Earth pose. Give yourself a hug. Open hips, strong legs. And then switch arms, hug yourself in a new way. Then bring your hands together in front of your heart. Namaste. Thank you for practicing.